Let's start with reinventing government. A year ago at the State of the State, we embarked on a mission to reinvent. I think the statement that said was, look, if anybody wants to defend their institution, probably not going to have time for that meeting. If you want to talk about reinventing your institution and your approaches and your processes and your systems, we'll meet till midnight. Hey, we got a lot of fantastic North Dakotans that want to do their very best, that want to reinvent how they do stuff. We had a lot of meetings till midnight this last year with people that had great ideas about how to do that. It started with our own cabinet. We challenged the cabinet to think about how to make tough decisions, how to drive change, be in a relentless pursuit of the exceptional. And we put together a group of leaders that was a mix of veterans with new. So we've got 8 new cabinet members, 9 veterans that are in there, and it's a balance of institutional knowledge and fresh perspectives. But this team meets multiple times a month, driving through on the cross-cutting initiatives, and we have a great leadership team that's helping drive the core government agencies. One of the things that's important during a cultural transformation is to understand the people that are on the front lines. If you're the snowplow drivers, the school teachers, the people that are doing counseling work on the front lines. We put out a survey and had nearly 4,000 state employees respond to it, coming back with their feedback. This is a word cloud that represents some of the feedback that we got. But this is just one of the tools that we want to start employing regularly to make sure that we understand and listen as we're trying to drive transformation. We're also pulling together what we call the extended cabinet leadership, because we have the cabinet leaders which run the agencies, but then they have their direct reports. So for the first time ever, we had an extended cabinet leadership meeting where we pulled everybody together and working to get everybody on the same page to try to drive these cross-cutting initiatives and the transformation. So we got everything going, and this is a new way of thinking about how do we do a better job for all of you in terms of delivering government services. One of the ways that we interact with citizens, of course, is through technology. And as we have approached technology in the past, we've been doing it, in the silos of the agencies by program. And everybody's like, hey, let's create a website. What we end up with is today we have over 160 websites from the state of North Dakota, and none of them interconnect with each other. I mean, you're going to go out today and try to buy a park pass and a fishing license, you got to go 2 different times, and when you come back, it doesn't know who you are and that you were just on the other website. If any of you have ever done any shopping online, and let me guess, the percentage in this room is probably very high. When I'm in rural North Dakota, it's almost 100% of the hands go up of people that have shopped online. When you go online, when you come back again the second time, they remember you, and they remember all the things you looked at when you were there, and they're like, welcome back, and here's the things you looked at but you didn't buy, and it's still in your shopping cart. They know a lot about you from there doing that when they're out there. But here, I mean, every time you interact with the state of North Dakota, we're like, who are you? And you could be somebody that's paying us a lot of taxes. You could be someone who's creating a lot of jobs. We want to be interacting with the people that are helping drive things forward. So we have a lot of work to do here on driving a citizen focus as we go forward. When we think about this, we need to do the deep dive across everything we do in state government. We've done the deep dive across information technology. We've identified all the people that work in IT in the department called ITD, and we've identified people that work in information technology across all the other cabinet agencies. And then we said, what are the kinds of things that you're tasked with? Are you working on running existing systems? Are you working on growing those systems? Or are you working on transforming government? It turns out 91% of the resources we have is just keeping the lights on, running the systems, and not just 160 plus websites. We have over 800 different business applications we're trying to keep going. Some of those are over 20 years old. They've been discontinued. We got mainframes we're trying to run. We have to figure out a way to harvest resources from the run over to the grow and the transform, and we have to do this across state government if we're going to be able to do that. In the private sector, if you think of transform as R&D, most private sector software companies are running 15 to 20% R&D, and we're sort of running at zero, and we got to figure out a way to keep investing in our future to make sure that's how we're going to service citizens better and how we're going to keep our costs down. Cybersecurity is another huge risk for us in the state, and And that's about all I have to say. It's a huge risk for us. It's a big priority. We have to keep working on this. We have to find out the right systems, approaches, processes, and funding to make sure that we address this. We are now averaging 7.3 million attacks per month on the state of North Dakota. That may be like a shockingly large number, but this is the world we live in. Some of it is state-sponsored, foreign terrorist organizations. Some of it is people doing it for profit. Some of it, might be someone trying to, harness a bunch of computers to, mine bitcoins. It could be a variety of different sources. But in the state, if you interact with the state, we have tax information. We may have health information. We have other vital information. We have an important duty to protect citizen information, and we've got to invest to make sure we're doing that. A couple of fun things that are happening in terms of the digital transformation and reinventing government coming from the DOT. On the right-hand side there, they're testing some kiosks. They got them in 3 locations in Bismarck, both on the campus, but like over at the mall. 18,000 motor vehicle tabs have been redone by people walking up to the kiosk. That's a fun thing, versus waiting in line, get a number, going through that. There's about 2,000 people that have renewed their driver's license online. That's a cool thing where you don't have to go in, take a number, and sit and get your driver's license. So we can keep doing things to improve customer service for citizens. Last year there was a lot of angst around the state about where do we park our snowplows, and we want to shift it from where do we park them to where they're actually plowing. And so one of the things that the DOT is test driving right now on 47 of the 350 state snowplows, there's trackers on there. You can download an app and you can go track the snowplow in your area and see, where are they? Are they coming? When was the last time they were by here? But, if the pilot works, we'll roll it out to all the snowplows. But again, this is, part of the unique things that we can do as a state. And in closing on this section, I would just say as part of this innovation and reinventing government, one of the things that we launched last week in conjunction with the Department of Health and with the DOT, the Highway Patrol, and we want to also have our collaboration with counties, with cities, with the tribes. We want to do this, which is Vision Zero. 0 fatalities on our highways, 0 excuses. And you'd say, what would you say? Hey, is that doable? People say, oh, that's probably not doable. I don't think that's doable. Won't be doable in my lifetime. The question you want to ask is, what is the right number for your family? How many people in your family should die from an auto accident? Is there any number other than 0 for a family member, for your friends, for your cousins, for the kids you teach? The number has to be 0. And if any state can do it, it could be us. Now, we might get there. We might have a week or 2 weeks that we go without it. We'll celebrate that. We might have a couple of counties that go a whole year without it. We'll keep building the building blocks. We can get to this number, and I think we can get there before any other state does. But what does it take? It doesn't take government. It takes government plus technology, because 91% of the accidents are human error. Hey, by the way, in the next 10 years, we're going to have autonomous vehicles, which are going to help drive that number down. It's also going to take us to be, aspirational about keeping at this over multi-year and ongoing. But it's also going to be the personal responsibility of that. You people wear your seatbelt. If you have a friend, don't let them drive if they're impaired. If you've got kids, have them take the pledge so they don't text when they're driving. Personal responsibility is the only way we're going to get to 0 on this thing. But anyway, that's the new signs that are up, Vision Zero. Get on board, find out how your community can partner with it, and NDDOT.